A personal story from my clinical practice. A patient over 60 with leg weakness despite taking vitamins regularly. This raises the central question: can too many vitamins actually harm your legs? Part 1. When vitamins work against you. The risk of too much vitamin A and D. Now let me take you back to a story I remember vividly from my time in practice. It was a crisp fall morning when Mr. Samuel, a 68-year-old retired teacher, walked into my clinic. He was proud of his healthy lifestyle. No smoking, walked every day, stayed away from fast food. But he had one complaint: his legs weren't what they used to be. He wasn't in pain, but they felt heavy, sluggish. Some mornings, just getting out of bed felt like lifting weights. We ran tests. Blood pressure? Normal. Blood sugar? Controlled. But one thing stood out like a sore thumb. His vitamin D levels were sky high. And that, my friends, was the smoking gun. The vitamin trap most seniors fall into. When you pass the age of 60, something shifts in the body. Nutrient absorption slows down. Bones become more fragile. You start hearing advice from every corner. Take your vitamins. And it sounds good in theory, doesn't it? Vitamin A for immunity. Vitamin D for bones. But what no one tells you is this: too much of a good thing can turn bad. Fast. Let's break this down. Vitamin A, the silent muscle saboteur. Vitamin A is essential, in the right amount. It helps with vision, immune defense, and cell repair. But once it builds up past your body's needs, it doesn't just sit quietly in your system. It turns toxic. When seniors take large doses of vitamin A, especially from supplements, liver products, or fortified foods, they risk a slow and subtle poisoning of their muscle health. Here's how. Muscle tissue inflammation. Excessive vitamin A inflames muscle fibers, making your legs feel stiff or sore even without activity. Mineral disruption. Vitamin A competes with vital minerals like calcium and magnesium, weakening your bones and throwing off your electrolyte balance, both of which are crucial for muscle contraction. Fatigue and weakness. You may notice you're running out of steam quicker than usual. That's because too much vitamin A interferes with how your mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells, function. I had a patient once, a former nurse, who was eating liver pate 3 times a week, plus taking a high-dose multivitamin. Her legs ached so badly she couldn't walk to the mailbox. Once we corrected her vitamin A intake, she was walking 2 miles a day again within a month. Vitamin D, the bone builder that can backfire. Now let's talk about the vitamin that gets all the praise, vitamin D. We all know it helps the body absorb calcium and build strong bones. But when you're over 60, your kidneys and liver process things slower. That means vitamin D can accumulate in your bloodstream, especially if you're taking more than 1.000 to 2.000 IU daily without supervision. What happens next? Calcium overload. Excess vitamin D tells your gut to absorb more calcium than your body needs. That leads to a condition called hypercalcemia, high calcium in the blood. The symptoms? Stiff legs, burning thighs, muscle cramps. Sound familiar? Soft tissue calcification. Extra calcium doesn't always go to your bones. Sometimes it deposits in soft tissues like arteries, kidneys, and yes, muscles, causing stiffness and even long-term damage. Kidney stress. One of the earliest signs of vitamin D toxicity is kidney trouble. When your kidneys are under strain, fluid starts building up, especially in the legs and ankles. That makes movement harder and swelling worse. I had another patient, Maria, who came in with what she thought was arthritis. Turns out she was taking 10.000 IU of vitamin D every day for the past year after watching a video online. Her calcium was dangerously high, and she was retaining fluid in her lower limbs. We adjusted her dose, added hydration and magnesium-rich foods, and within weeks, her legs felt 20 years younger. Why this happens so often after 60? Your body after 60 is different than it was at 30 or 40. The kidneys aren't as efficient at filtering out excess vitamins. Fat stores hold on to fat-soluble vitamins, like A and D, much longer. And with less muscle mass overall, the effects of toxicity hit harder and faster. Most troubling? Seniors often take overlapping supplements, a multivitamin in the morning, a bone support capsule at lunch, and a high-potency D3 gummy at night. Each product seems harmless on its own, but stack them together, and you might be flooding your body with 300% of what it actually needs. Signs you're getting too much A or D. If you're wondering whether your supplements might be overdoing it, here are some warning signs. Leg cramps or stiffness without activity. Aching muscles despite stretching or rest. Swelling in the ankles or calves. Feeling heavy or sluggish in the legs. Nausea or loss of appetite. Increased thirst or urination. If you're experiencing any of these, it might be time to check those supplement labels and have a conversation with your doctor. How to stay safe. The balanced approach. Get lab work done before starting or adjusting supplements. Ask for blood tests that measure your vitamin D levels, calcium, and liver, kidney function. Stick to food-based sources whenever possible. Leafy greens, eggs, fish, and moderate sun exposure provide vitamin D. For vitamin A, go for carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach instead of pills. Avoid mega doses, unless your doctor prescribes it. Steer clear of high-dose A or D supplements. Read labels carefully. Remember, many foods are now fortified with vitamins. Check your cereals, dairy products, and juices. Hydrate. Water helps your kidneys flush out excess nutrients more efficiently. The bottom line, if your legs feel like they're failing you, don't just blame aging. Sometimes it's the very thing you thought was helping, your vitamins, that are secretly holding you back. So before you reach for another supplement bottle, take a breath, get tested, talk to your doctor, and remember, your body doesn't need more. It needs what's right. Coming up next in this video, the everyday foods that may be robbing your legs of strength without you even realizing it. Part 2. The silent saboteurs, sugar, processed foods, and what they do to your legs. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever gone to bed with leg cramps so sharp they woke you in the middle of the night? Or maybe you've noticed your legs don't carry you quite as far as they used to? If that sounds familiar, you might want to take a closer look at your pantry. Now, this might come as a surprise, but some of the most dangerous threats to your leg strength after 60 aren't just a lack of vitamins or too much sitting. No, the real culprits might be sitting right there in your kitchen cupboard, quiet. Sneaky saboteurs in the form of sugar and processed foods. I say this not just as a physician with over 30 years of experience studying aging and nutrition, but as someone who's seen too many of my patients struggle needlessly because no one ever told them what these foods really do to the body. So let me break it down for you. And I promise to keep it real and easy to understand. Think of this as a friendly fireside chat with someone who cares deeply about your health. Sugar, the sweet enemy. Sugar may be sweet, but what it does to your legs is anything but. First off, sugar fuels inflammation. When you eat sugary snacks, your blood sugar spikes. That might make you feel a quick burst of energy. But behind the scenes, it's like lighting a fire in your body. That fire is called inflammation. And it doesn't stay in one place. It travels, and when it reaches your legs, you may start to notice pain in your joints, swelling in your calves, or that heavy feeling in your thighs. Let me tell you a story. I once had a patient named Martha. She was 72, active in her community, and proud of her independence. But she started having trouble walking up the stairs to her church. Her legs felt heavy, stiff, and tired. She assumed it was old age. But when I reviewed her diet, I noticed she was drinking 2 glasses of sweet iced tea every day and loved her morning donuts. I asked her to try cutting those out for 2 weeks and replace them with water and a boiled egg. You wouldn't believe the difference. Within a month, she said her legs felt alive again. Why? Because sugar doesn't just cause inflammation. It also messes with your insulin. And when your insulin is out of whack, your muscles can't absorb the energy they need. It's like trying to start a car with no gas in the tank. Over time, this leads to fatigue, weakness, and even muscle loss. And guess which muscles are first to go? Yep, the ones in your legs. Processed foods. What are you really eating? Now let's talk about processed foods. I always say, if it comes in a box, bag, or can, and you can't pronounce the ingredients, your body probably can't either. Processed foods are often loaded with trans fats, added sugars, and sodium. These are all bad news for your legs. Trans fats raise your bad cholesterol, clog your arteries, and slow blood flow to your extremities. That means less oxygen and nutrients reach your leg muscles. And without that, How can you expect them to stay strong? One of the saddest cases I saw was Bill, a 68-year-old retired truck driver. He lived alone and didn't like to cook, so his diet was mostly frozen meals, chips, and soda. He came to me complaining of numbness and tingling in his feet. And he was starting to have balance problems. We ran some tests and found nothing severely wrong with his nerves or bones. But when we looked at his diet, it was clear what was happening. His body was under constant inflammation. His blood sugar was unstable. And his circulation was sluggish. I gave him a simple plan. Swap out the chips for unsalted almonds. Switch the soda for lemon water. And start eating fresh vegetables with every meal. Within 2 months, the numbness improved, and he told me he felt more confident walking to the mailbox. These aren't miracles, folks. It's just biology. Hidden sources of trouble. You may not realize where the sugar and processed junk are hiding. Breakfast cereals marketed as healthy often have more sugar than a candy bar. White bread? It's like eating a spoonful of sugar when it hits your bloodstream. Canned soups? Watch out. The sodium in just one serving can raise your blood pressure and reduce blood flow to your legs. Even those light yogurts often have hidden sugars. Always read the labels. Or better yet, eat foods that don't need labels, like a banana, a handful of spinach, or a boiled egg. The vicious cycle. Here's the kicker. The more sugar and processed foods you eat, the more tired you feel. And the more tired you feel, the less you move. But when you stop moving, your muscles weaken even more. It's a vicious cycle. And the legs, being the largest muscles in the body, are hit hardest. Weak legs mean trouble walking, climbing stairs, and maintaining your balance. That leads to falls. And for seniors, a bad fall can mean the difference between independence and a nursing home. Real food, real strength. Let me leave you with some good news. You don't need a fancy diet to save your legs. You just need to go back to basics. Eat fresh. Cook simple meals at home. Choose foods that look like they came from a farm, not a factory. Replace white bread with whole grains. Cut out sugary drinks and drink more water or herbal teas. And always include a little protein with each meal, like eggs, beans, or fish. You'll be amazed at how much better your legs feel when they get the fuel they need. Final thought. I've walked this path with hundreds of patients, and I've seen transformations that defy expectations. Remember Martha and Bill? They didn't need new medications. They just needed new habits. So if you've been wondering why your legs feel weaker lately, maybe it's time to look at what's on your plate. And remember, it's never too late to make a change. The next time your legs carry you across the room with ease. I hope you smile knowing it was a choice you made. A choice to take care of yourself. Because you deserve that. And if no one's told you that lately, let me be the first. You matter. Your health matters. And your legs? They deserve better. Part 3. The myth of more is better, rethinking vitamins after 60. If a little is good, more must be better. That idea might work when we're talking about kindness or laughter. But when it comes to your health, especially vitamins, it can be downright dangerous. And as someone who's spent more than 30 years studying nutrition and aging, I've seen the consequences of this belief far too often. Let me tell you a story. Harriet was 72, vibrant and full of life. She played bridge twice a week, gardened every morning, and made the best apple pie this side of Tennessee. But one day, she came to see me because she'd been feeling unusually tired. Her legs were stiff, her muscles ached, and she said climbing stairs felt like hiking Everest. Her blood work revealed something surprising, dangerously high levels of vitamin D. I thought it was good for my bones, she said, puzzled. And she wasn't wrong. Vitamin D is essential for bones, immunity, and even mood. But what Harriet didn't realize is that too much of it can backfire. Just like pouring too much water into a potted plant, it doesn't grow faster, the roots rot. The vitamin trap. How we got here. The supplement industry in America is a multi-billion-dollar machine. Walk into any pharmacy and you'll see shelves loaded with every pill under the sun. Vitamin C for your immunity, B12 for your brain, D for your bones, and multivitamins, specially designed for your age. Many of these are helpful when prescribed with intent and monitored through lab work. But here's the trap. The marketing often tells you that you're deficient when you're not. It plays on fear of aging, of weakness, of losing control. That fear drives many seniors to take more and more supplements, just to be safe. But guess what? After age 60, your body's needs actually shift. What worked in your 30s can become harmful in your 70s. Let's break down the big myth and what you really need to know. Vitamin A, a double-edged sword. Vitamin A is essential for vision and immune function. But did you know that excess vitamin A gets stored in your liver and muscles? That's unlike water-soluble vitamins, like vitamin C, which flush out easily. When you take too much, especially from high-dose supplements or animal liver products, it can lead to toxicity. The symptoms? Stiff joints, thinning bones, muscle inflammation, and even spontaneous fractures. It sneaks up slowly. Seniors who take multivitamins daily and eat fortified foods, like breakfast cereals or dairy, can unknowingly exceed safe limits. What makes this more dangerous is that the early signs are subtle: joint stiffness, fatigue, and leg pain that many chalk up to just getting old. Vitamin D, sunshine in a bottle, or a burden on your kidneys? Now let's talk about the star of the show. Vitamin D. It's been hailed as a miracle for bone strength, mood regulation, and immune support. And yes, most seniors do need some of it, especially in the winter months. But here's where things go wrong. Some seniors take megadoses, 5.000 IU or more daily, without monitoring their blood levels. Over time, this can lead to hypercalcemia, or high calcium in the blood. This messes with your muscles, especially the ones in your legs. You might feel leg cramps, burning sensations, muscle weakness, pain that won't go away. Worse still, high calcium can settle in your soft tissues, hardening them. This includes blood vessels, kidneys, and muscles. That stiffness you feel in your morning walk? It could be from more than just aging. Why? Natural isn't always safe. Some folks say, but it's natural. What's the harm? Let's not forget that arsenic is natural. So is poison ivy. The truth is, vitamins are potent compounds. When used correctly, they support your health, but taken blindly, especially in high doses, they become toxins. Imagine your body like a finely tuned engine. It needs the right amount of oil, not more. Dumping in extra doesn't improve performance, it causes damage. Real life lesson. George and the Wellness Podcast. George, 68, had recently gotten into podcasts. One of them promoted a supplement stack, vitamin DK2, magnesium, and zinc, for optimal aging. George liked the idea of biohacking his way to better health. But he forgot one key step: checking with his doctor. 6 months later, George came in with severe fatigue and leg cramps. His blood calcium was dangerously high, and his kidneys were under strain. We had to dial everything back. The supplements weren't bad, but the dose and combination weren't right for him. What works for a 30-year-old athlete isn't always appropriate for someone in their 60s or 70s with a slower metabolism and different organ function. The doctor's take. What should you do instead? Test, don't guess. Always get blood work before taking or increasing supplements. Your doctor should check levels of vitamin D, calcium, and liver function at minimum. Watch the labels. Multivitamins often contain 100% plus of your daily needs. But if you're also eating fortified foods, you could be doubling up without knowing. Choose food first. Nutrients from real foods are gentler and easier for your body to use. Think eggs, leafy greens, salmon, sweet potatoes, and dairy. Talk to a geriatric nutritionist. They specialize in what older bodies truly need, and more importantly, what they don't. Be wary of buzzwords. Immune boosting, anti-aging, revitalize. These are often marketing terms, not medical science. The shift in mindset. Less is sometimes more. We live in a culture of excess. Bigger TVs, faster cars, more pills. But when it comes to aging well, the best gift you can give your body is balance, not overload. It's not about chasing youth with handfuls of pills. It's about supporting the body you have today, with the right tools, the right guidance, and a little bit of wisdom. Because you've made it this far, not by doing more of everything, but by knowing what matters most. Final thought. Be the guardian of your own health. No one knows your body better than you do. So before adding something new to your routine, ask yourself, is this based on fear? Or is it based on facts? Talk to your doctor. Ask questions. Challenge the "more is better" mindset. At 60, 70, 80 and beyond, you deserve a strong, mobile, fulfilling life, not one burdened by the side effects of good intentions. So let's age wisely, not wildly. Final thoughts: let's age smarter, not harder. After spending decades in research and clinical practice, here's what I can tell you with confidence. Aging well isn't about chasing every new supplement or health trend. It's about understanding your body, being mindful about what you put into it, and most of all, listening to what it's trying to tell you. I've seen too many good folks, just like you, struggle with muscle pain, leg weakness, and fatigue, only to find that well-meaning habits were quietly working against them. And that's no one's fault. We've all been told that more vitamins means more health, but now we know better. This video wasn't made to scare you, it was made to empower you. To give you the knowledge you deserve, so you can walk stronger, feel better, and stay independent for many more years to come. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt worse after taking certain vitamins or eating healthy, processed foods? Have you noticed your legs feeling tired or heavy and wondered what the cause might be? Right finger drop your experience in the comments below. Your story might just help someone else watching this video right now. And if you found this video helpful, or if you want more real, science-backed tips on staying strong and healthy as you age, do me one small favor. Bullseye, hit that subscribe button. Bellhop bell, turn on the little bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Here at Senior Superfoods TV, we're building a community of wise, empowered, and informed seniors who are rewriting the rules of aging together. Until next time, take care of those legs and take care of yourself.